This morning's guest got on board the Boys and Girls Club movement 29 years ago. Now you've got a chance to get on board for kids. Stay tuned. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union on 21st Avenue in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Grand Strand. And we're visiting with its Executive Director, Don Hall. Good morning, Don.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for coming in.
Happy to be here, even though it's bright and early.
It is early. That's right. Are you an early riser?
Try to be, especially with this daylight savings time thing, or whatever we call it these days.
That's right. I know. I have trouble getting it right. It is. It has been great weather, and of course, the opportunity to have a chance to get you in to highlight the big golf tournament you all had about 10 days ago, and a big event a month from now.
Indeed. In fact, we're trying to do our best to get the word out about the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand, and the wonderful things we're doing with kids and how people can get involved.
Yes, very definitely. Don, about yourself, are you originally from the area?
No, just relocated here about a year ago, March of 2006. Made the little left coast to right coast move from Southern California. So, but I am a golfer, so Myrtle Beach really was attractive to me to come out here, and certainly the housing values as compared with California are much better.
You were in what part of California, Don?
I actually work for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Anaheim in Anaheim, California.
Where is that? Is that in the northern part of the state, or the southern? Or
well, I guess in Orange County, the OC, as we call it,
right.
The TV show. But
I know that show.
About 30 miles from Los Angeles.
Okay.
And a very beautiful area, obviously best known for Disneyland Resort. And our friends at Disney, who were very supportive, reminded us it's the happiest place on earth, I guess, except for Orlando.
I was about to say, how about Myrtle Beach? Golly, Don, yeah.
Well,
if you're
Myrtle
a golfer,
Beach is a great thing, and I'm very happy to be here.
I know. It is a happy place, and of course, Mayor Rhodes will be with us later this week. We're going to hear him highlight that aspect of it being a great, happy place to be, and it is. And I know you say that. Of course, I saw that quote. There was a quote from you about why the heck would you have moved to Myrtle Beach from Anaheim, and it started off with golf, and then, of course, the experience of making a difference in boys' and girls' lives.
You bet. In fact, it's just as a side note, Mayor Rhodes was out golfing in our golf tournament not too long ago and had a great time, enjoying the wonderful weather and things here. But really, the opportunities here in Myrtle Beach, I think, are wonderful. We had a little bit of a project when I first got here, but I like a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And so certainly making a difference in the lives of kids. Since I've been doing this for 29 years now.
Oh, come on. 29 years all with the Boys and Girls Club?
Throughout the United States, but Myrtle Beach is my latest stop, and I think I'd like to stay here for a while and really focus on making a difference in building the Boys and Girls Club program here, which is kind of small in comparison to Southern California, but there's a lot of growth here and a lot of potential.
You've highlighted that unless it's just in California and South Carolina, it's really a national brand. Or that this is something all over the place?
You bet. Boys and Girls Clubs have been around since the 1800s. 1860 was the first Boys and Girls Club in Hartford, Connecticut, called the Dashaway Club. And throughout the United States, there are Boys and Girls Clubs in every community. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, we had a celebrity golf tournament that was put on by Donnell Wolford, who's an ex-Clemson great and an NFL player, and he's a member of was a member of the Boys and Girls Club in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Right, sure.
Which is one of the reasons he's decided to give back. And since Myrtle Beach is one of his favorite places, and he's got a lot of friends here, he decided this would be a great place to have a celebrity golf tournament. So it's amazing how, with the history and the people that have been helped by the program, how people want to give back.
Absolutely. I think I saw that this was his inaugural tournament of this kind, and of course giving back to the Boys and Girls Club was a tremendous opportunity. He highlighted that every chance he got.
And he had a little bit of fun too, so bringing a lot of his friends in from the NFL and other aspects, people that are known, and everybody from Bone Crusher Smith, heavyweight boxing champ, to
Right.
we had Michael Perry, who played for the Browns and is best known for being the Fridge's little brother. It didn't look so little to me.
I bet.
But, we had a number. Dwight Clark came down for our tournament.
Really?
49ers player best known for the catch in the Super Bowl from some guy named Joe Montana, as I recall.
Oh, gal, yeah.
But we had some great events leading up to the tournament. Shuckers Raw Bar hosted a pairings party right over here at Broadway at the beach.
Right,
and,
sure.
We had the Hooters restaurant chains involved in helping out with the tournament. A lot of things going on, but the fun thing was our Myrtle Beach golf ball drop that we had.
Let's hear about that, Don, for folks who may not have read about it in any of the area papers that covered that.
Well, that's something that I kind of brought along with me from Southern California. It was an event that we'd had a lot of success with, where basically we take numbered golf balls up in a helicopter about 60, 80 feet up in the air, and people make a donation to enter the contest and basically get golf balls in the drop to the Boys and Girls Club. We take them up in the helicopter, we drop them out onto a temporary green, and if there's a hole-in-one, the winner wins a $1,000 cash prize.
Right.
The first year we did it, we didn't have a hole-in-one winner. They won a consolation prize. But this year, I guess we're making up for it. We had 3 balls end up in the hole.
No.
And they'll share $1,000. And so that was a lot of fun. Our friends at Executive Helicopters donated their services.
That's tremendous.
And like we said, we had the Hooters restaurant chain. They were out helping sell golf balls for us.
Oh, I bet that helped.
And that did it tremendously. And certainly all the activity and excitement associated with having the celebrities in town certainly got us a lot of media exposure, too.
That's tremendous. And, of course, you had a great golf course up there.
Shaftesbury Glen Golf and Fish Club.
Right.
And they were the host site this year. And I think best of all, I'm not sure who we have to thank, but the weather was wonderful.
Yes.
And like it is, it's getting to be springtime here in Myrtle Beach, and all the golfers are flooding in.
They are flocking in. Or flooding in. That's exactly right. Either way, they're getting here.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that I hope we can convince Donnell to do for the Boys and Girls Club here on an annual basis.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand has been a well-kept secret in our community. It's located at 1404 Carver Street, near the Myrtle Beach Convention Center.
Right.
And it's a small facility. We're fortunate. It's
2,300 square feet.
2,300 square feet, and we rent it for $1 a year lease from Mr. Colbert Brown Jr., who's inherited that facility some years back and thought there needed to be a place for kids in the community.
Good for him. That is tremendous.
And he's actually one of our founding board members with his wife, Lena, and they're very good supporters of the club. In fact, since I've been here, I don't think we've even paid him the dollar.
Is that right?
On things. So, but that's a facility that I think eventually we're going to outgrow, because there's a huge demand with all the families moving into Myrtle Beach and the surrounding areas for kids to have a safe place to go and things to do. We talked a little earlier before we were on camera about some of the programs that we have.
Yes.
Suncom sponsors our Power Hour Homework Assistance Program, and Target helps us with the Reading Wizards Literacy Program. We have a USDA food program. Kids, the first thing they do when they get to the Boys and Girls Club off the school bus is go in and have a healthy snack. So they, are eating nutritious meals at the club, and then they can go home. But a lot of good things that happen at the Boys and Girls Club. But the best part about working there, I think, is the fun component, as I call it.
Oh, yes.
And trying to make things that are both educational and character building, but emphasize having fun and being in a safe environment, having those relationships with caring adults and volunteers. So,
well, I sure want to break that down for viewers, Don, but if a viewer needs to take off right now to get off to school or out to work, is there a good number, or do you all have a website that a viewer could visit to learn more and how they could get their kids involved?
Sure. Our phone number is 843-445-9964.
Okay.
And we do have a website, and that is bgclubgs.org. We maintain that website, have current information on there, everything from some of the special events that we've done
Right.
to volunteer opportunities. And
Great.
That's another thing
Let's
that we're really
highlight
promoting.
those. Yeah.
We have a need for volunteers to come and help with the homework assistance program, being a guest reader with our Target Reading Wizards program. Someone with computer skills can help in our computer lab.
Good.
We always have opportunities for people to volunteer. In fact, in the morning time, I need help with some of the clerical things if somebody's not into necessarily working with the kids. There are all sorts of ways to participate, and we really do rely a lot on volunteers. We're part of the Step Up program and rely on them, and CCU has been very good at providing us a number of volunteers, college students that are going after their teaching certificates and so forth. It's a wonderful place to kind of come. It's a little laboratory of kids. We're average about 35 kids a day during the school year, and it's between 45 and 50 kids a day during the summertime.
That is tremendous, Don. So there really is not only a volunteer need, but a place that they could be taken. I mean, you could quickly put them to work.
You bet. And a lot of our kids really are in need. 75% of them qualify for the free or reduced cost school lunch.
Okay.
And about the same number, 75%, are part of single-parent families. So there's a real need to have that adult interaction that's positive. Because if you're a working mom, you may be involved in a couple different jobs, and you don't have as much time to help a child with their homework.
Right.
Male role models are also needed so that we can have some interaction with the kids. And it's a great place to kind of come down and be a kid yourself, too, because we'll do all sorts of organized games and anything from shooting hoops to sharing an interest that you might have. Let's say you're a photographer and you want to help with a photography program. Or just recently we had a gentleman named Leroy Brunson, who's a former professional golfer, and he's been coming down and helping the kids out learning how to swing a golf club. Whatever your interest is, there's probably a child who would be interested in spending some time with you and learning about that.
That is tremendous, Don. Now, the hourly commitment there, in that would be dependent on the person. They can either give, I mean, I'm sure you take as much as they'd give, but
Exactly.
What are the times during the day if a viewer was able to break away? Is there a certain time that's particularly most needed?
Well, definitely when the kids are there during the school year, we're open from about 2:30 until 6 each day, Monday through Friday.
Great.
During the summertime, we're open from 7:30 in the morning until 6 p.m. at night, Monday through Friday. A little larger window.
Sure.
One of the things I want to point out, too, that every volunteer does have to be screened through a background check process.
Okay, sure.
Anybody that works with kids has to go through that, and we do ask our volunteers to pay the $10 fee associated with the background check, because we really want to make sure that
Absolutely.
that they're safe and secure and that we have the right people interacting with the kids. One other thing I wanted to mention is our 10-week summer day camp program that's coming up. It's something that a lot of our kids look forward to each year.
Sure.
Working parents also look forward to it because, of course, the schools aren't there.
Right.
And, normally the kids are in school until they come to the Boys and Girls Club in the afternoon. So it's a low-cost program. It's $35 a week per child.
Okay.
It includes a breakfast, a lunch, a snack, and 2 field trips a week. I mean,
How can you
just
cover
can't.
that on $35?
We can't. And
Yeah.
that's the issue. That's why we need fundraisers like the Donnell Wolford Celebrity Golf Tournament.
Right.
And we also have one coming
A
up.
big event a month from today, is that right?
That's correct. On April 20th, we'll be hosting the All Aboard for Kids Gala at the historic Myrtle Beach Train Depot.
Great.
And it's going to be a
Close to here.
silent auction and a 50-50 reverse drawing. We'll also be honoring the Boys and Girls Club Citizens of the Year at that event. Have a
Is
number
that a
of
secret, or is that we'll have to wait till then?
We
Yeah.
can't reveal
let
that
it out.
now.
Right.
So, but we have some folks in mind that have been very helpful to us.
Oh, wow.
And this is again something that we'd like to make an annual event. And
Something that's been done before, Don, or is this
this
the
is the
inaugural
first year. This is the
Wow.
first year. A lot of firsts
It's like
for
you're
the Boys
getting
and Girls Club.
some big firsts in here. That's tremendous.
So we're happy about that, and it'll be just an event primarily for adults. We'll have some finger foods, the silent auction. What we're billing it as is a classy, casual networking gala where
Yes.
people can come down. It's a Friday evening,
Friday.
so they can
Okay.
get off work, come down to the Myrtle Beach train depot. It's from 6 to 9. Tickets are just $10 a person.
Well, that's tremendous.
Get them in the door, and they can bid on some items and kind of interact with some of the other people in the community and support the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand.
What a great deal! A $10 entrance fee. Now, how close to the event can folks buy tickets? Leading up to it, or do you want to do it well in advance?
Well, they can buy them at the door, actually, if
Okay.
they want to. Certainly, we'd like to encourage pre-sales, and
Right.
people can go to our website, that bgclubgs.org,
Okay.
and actually purchase them online.
Tremendous, absolutely. And if a viewer doesn't have access to the internet, can they still call the phone number to check or leave a message about purchasing them?
Indeed, and we'd be happy to have people stop on by. And one of the other aspects of things that has happened in my first year here with the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand is, when I first arrived, we had a facility that was not in the best of shape. And even though it's a 40-year-old building, I think we needed to make some improvements to the facility so that it was safe and provided that good first impression. And
Yes.
one of the ways we approached that was to have some volunteer groups get involved in helping to refurbish the facility. It started when I first came here in the summer of '06 with a group called Mission Possible, and then some Target volunteers came down and painted the outside of the building.
I didn't know that.
And it since has progressed. We have made an ask to the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce and their Leadership Grand Strand folks.
Yes.
And we were fortunate to be selected as their class project. In the last 4 months, they've been down about every other weekend doing things at the club. Everything from painting the interior of the building, providing us with a storage shed outside, new basketball hoops,
Really?
New carpet, storage shelves, just any of our needs from our wish list, which, by the way, is on our website.
Good, okay, yes.
We always have needs at the club, and they responded in a big way. And there are just a number of people, about 30 individuals that are part of that class, and they've each been working to volunteer 75 hours at the Boys and Girls Club. Some have gone way
Each
over
of
that.
them doing this, committed to do 75 hours. That is tremendous, Don. What a great resource. The Leadership Grand Strand did not do that years ago. That must be something they've instituted in the last few years, so that's wonderful.
And they have made a huge difference. March 28th, we're going to have an open house event at the Boys and Girls Club from 5:30 to 7:30 to kind of recognize the work that's been done at the club, give the public an opportunity to come in and see how bright and cheery it is. The outside of the building is what I call Boys and Girls Club blue. It's kind of an electric blue,
Right.
a very beach friendly sort of color, and the inside is kind of an aqua teal color. It beats the heck out of that battleship gray that we had, and pink. Don't ask me why we had pink in there, but very festive. The carpeting looks great. Just a number of improvements that really, majority of which were done by the Leadership Grand Strand volunteers.
That's tremendous. That's Wednesday the 28th. Is that open to the public? Or
That's
is that
open to the public.
Right, great. What time was that again?
It's from 5:30 to 7:30
Okay.
on that Wednesday. And coincidentally, that also happens to be National Boys and Girls Club Week.
Great.
So that'll be our celebration of Boys and Girls Club Week, where people can come in, check out the Boys and Girls Club, and see what a great place it is for kids.
Well, I sure hope you'll get us some info about that so we can get it in the Herald, Don. And your wish list, is that a pretty long list? Is that something that we could easily print, or is that...
It is something you can easily print. It's gotten a little shorter, again, thanks
Good.
to our Leadership Grand Strand folks. We have very limited facilities, and I know in the future, I'm hopeful we can expand our program to other sites and locations.
Tremendous.
So, but getting the community involved is really my purpose in being here, getting out marketing, letting people know that the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand exists. There is another Boys and Girls Club in the community that's based out of Conway, the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club of Horry County. But up till now, we haven't been real well known in the community. We're a separate organization, but a sister organization to their operation. We do many of the same things, but they're in different locations.
Right. Is that common around the country? The
Yes.
Salvation Army has Boys and Girls Club around the country, or...
And regular Boys and Girls Clubs and military Boys and Girls Clubs. There are Boys and Girls Clubs in schools.
Right.
Just a little different operation,
Sure.
but again, a very worthy cause that they have as well. But I think we're the lesser-known entity here in Myrtle
Absolutely.
Beach.
Well, I wish we had more time. We'd surely focus on that, but I want to spend just a minute there highlighting if there are opportunities for other children to get in, or is it totally booked, Don? Are you all pretty much maxed to capacity?
We are getting close to our capacity in the facility, but we do have openings. Last year we had 124 registered members, but fortunately only about 35 a day go to the club during the after-school time. Our maximum capacity is 50 kids a day.
Okay.
Basically, if you can imagine, think about your house and how many square feet that is. Having 35 to 40 to 50 kids running around in your house. That would be a little bit like a beehive, I'm sure.
I can't fathom it. That's right. That's right. And, of course, with the volunteers in there as well, Don, you've got to really pack them in.
Well, and we have some great staff members as well. I need to recognize them for the work that they do, because they're really where the rubber meets the road.
Please, yeah.
Miss Pam, Miss Cassandra, Miss Diane have really been stalwarts. They came on board shortly after my arrival and have really kind of solidified our program and helped individual kids with issues that they've had, homework-wise, reading-wise, and in some cases character-wise, because the kids don't always come from the best environment, and our job is to really put them on the right road and give them some values and provide a little structure and sometimes a little discipline.
Yes, and Don, this is children ages
5 to 18.
5 to 18, okay.
Primarily we're serving the younger kids right now.
Right.
But I'm hopeful in the near future we'll be able to have some dedicated hours at that facility just for the older kids, middle school aged and up.
Sure.
And because they want their own space, and they really don't like hanging around with their younger brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah.
We will have an opportunity for the older kids to serve as junior staff members during the summertime. And we're certainly asking people who have older children to perhaps bring them by and or inquire about volunteer opportunities as junior staff members during the summertime. It would be a great job preparation for them as they move on in age and get older.
Don, if you just had a minute to highlight your biggest needs right now, what would that most important minute be to get out to viewers?
Certainly volunteers to help us in our program. They're one of our most valuable commodities. And then I certainly could use some help from a technology standpoint in our computer lab. We're really trying to reconstitute that program and need people that are technology savvy to come in and spend time with kids and help us support the computer systems that we have in there.
Right. So volunteers and donations.
Well, certainly donations. That's really what keeps the engine running. But we have a lot of programs that, for instance, we'd love to have a sponsor for our NetSmarts Internet Safety Program.
Yes.
And there are other opportunities to get involved with our gala coming up on the 20th.
On the 20th, great.
We need auction
You have
items.
sponsors for that as well, or
we're looking for sponsors for that as well. It's all about raising money so that we can keep costs down for the participants that come to the club. We don't want to have barriers. And so that's certainly an opportunity for people to get involved, and would encourage folks to give me a call at the Boys and Girls Club. That's 843-445-9964.
Tremendous. Don, thank you so much for getting out with us this morning. It's
You bet.
meant a lot having you in.
Appreciate having the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Don Hall coming up next. There are real volunteer needs here. Would you like to make a difference in the life of a young boy or girl here in our area? You can make a difference. You can pick up the phone and make this call, 843-445-9964. You can go online, take a look at this tremendous website, bgclubgs.org, bgclubgs.org. But the phone number is important, 445-9964. We had a couple of key dates that Don talked about. And think of this guy sitting right here. He's been here a little more than a year, but he's been with the Boys and Girls Club movement for 29 years. Think of that difference he's making in the life of youth every day. Two key dates, March 28th, 5:30 to 7:30, easy location, 1404 Carver Street, right between Mr. Joe White Avenue and 21st Avenue, right here. It's an easy trip. Take that time to go by there. He talked about the afternoons, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, so you can see the children. This is a real opportunity to make a difference in kids' lives. The other date's April 20th, the All Aboard Train Gala. A real opportunity to get out there right after work on a Friday, make a difference. Call the Boys and Girls Club of the Grand Strand today.